What is going on, YouTube fam? Hope you are doing great. I finally got the freaking Arrma Kraton EXB version 2 done, and I actually got to run it for a few, about 10 minutes yesterday, before I had to stop. Not because I wanted to either, but because the battery charger I bought fortunately didn't come with banana plugs to EC5 connectors. So I had to get some extensions because my batteries were out. Otherwise we'd have a test drive in this video, but that will be coming. But needless to say, I assure you, as you will see when we get it on the up and running and the batteries charged, that it does rip. But let's go ahead and go over what I upgraded on the truck prior to ever even running it, and let me give you some thoughts on the truck, and we'll go from there. I'm going to keep you off the tripod momentarily, so if the camera's a little shaky, it's only while I'm trying to show you some of the upgrades and whatnot, and then I'll put it on the tripod. So I do apologize for any shakiness of the camera. Again, this is the Arrma Kraton V2 EXB, and let's talk about it. So first thing I did when I got the truck is basically disassemble everything that I didn't want to be stock. And I will tell you that was the A-arms, all the drive shafts, all the drive cups, the motor, the ESC, the servo, the diff fluid, and the axle carriers, and the rear wing mount. So, that being said, that's what was changed. Now let me tell you and talk about what we changed. So, for all the outdrives, which is your axles to all four wheels, they're all M2C axles all around, all fork tires, and the front and rear center front and rear center drive shafts, they're M2C as well, and cups. They are far larger in diameter and far better steel, and that's the route I wanted to go with it, so that's what we did. Also, the next upgrade was the motor and the ESC, and this is a Hobbywing 4990 motor and a Max 6 Gen 2 ESC, and I'll show you a little bit about that shortly. Of course, I have the rocket fan on there. The rocket fan does work, but it was actually broke when it was arrived to me by shipping. So it spins, but it doesn't spin great, and I already have a replacement on the way. It should be here today or tomorrow, and we'll swap that out with one that works. Hopefully it ain't broken. Servo wise, we have the Perfect Pass Monster servo. It's of course a digital servo. It runs at 7.6 volts, 7.2 volts, and 8.4 volts. I don't remember the exact specs for anything but what I was running it at, but I run it at 8.4 volts, and it's 746 inches of torque at 8.4 volts. No BEC needed. This also will turn your tires in tall grass, mud. It's going to turn your tires, period. So more than enough servo for this truck. Gives it all the power you need to steer through whatever you got going on. Again, this is the Hobbywing Easy Run series, and it's a 4990 variant, 1650 kV. You can get it in a 5690, and I want to say it's like 12500 kV at that point. The only reason I didn't get that motor simply was because, one, I think this is more than enough, and two, I didn't want to wait for it to come in stock. These are on pre-order now. I guess I just got lucky when I got mine and was able to get a hold of one easy, but you can go ahead and put them on a pre-order if you want one. Then we got the M2C motor mount, and I'm going to talk about that momentarily too. It does seem to very securely keep the motor still, and provides good gear mesh and whatnot. I can't really speak on that too bad, but I'm going to talk about that too. With that, there's the M2C bearing carrier top plate / 7570 aluminum bracing mounts, and So yeah, there's that. And we got RPM A-arms all the way around. I went with the red to go with the theme of the truck. They're a little dirty right now because I ran out of RC car wash apparently too. So we do have that on there, and love the RPM A-arms. Also, we have the Garage Life RC 3D printed rear wing mount / wheelie bar, and I'll kind of spin the truck a little bit. Gentleman's name is Tyson that made this. It is 3D printed, and I can tell you from the wheelies that I ran yesterday, it did really well. I'm very impressed with it. And I'm actually missing 2 of the bolts because I somehow lost them. So it stays on there good, and it does what it's supposed to do, and very happy with it. And thank you, Tyson. And we have the Scorched RC axle carriers at all 4 corners. You can see in there. Again, they're kind of dirty. I'll try to get you one in the front. Those are from Scorched RC in the UK. Real cool guy. David seems to be on it. I opted for the UPS express shipping, and that it was express. Somehow he got it all the way from the United Kingdom to my doorstep in 2 days, and I can't get something from South Carolina to North Carolina in like a week, so says a lot. So we do have that. I know. Oh yeah, I took all 3 diffs out and set them up how I wanted to. The front and the rear differentials, which are back in here, right here, and right up in there. The rear is running 200 weight oil, 200K oil. The center is running 1 million oil with the limited slip plates, and the front is running 100K oil, open diff, and open diff in the rear. I've had super good luck with that. It's a great kind of bashing setup, and it still gives you plenty of steering, so you can check that out if you want. It is not too expensive. I'd say the 200K was like 15 bucks. The 1 million was like 15 bucks, and you could get at least 3 diff changes out of all of them. The 1 million is a small container, but nonetheless, it's there. So yeah, went ahead and did that. That's the upgrades I've done to the machine, and I don't think I'm going to do anything else with it, except I think I'm going to put the little dirt guards on the arms. I think I'm going to order me some of them, and obviously it'll get cleaned up again. I kind of just hosed it off and ran compressed air over it. I ran out of Cal RC's RC car cleaner, and by the time I realized it was already a hot mess dirty, so wasn't much I could do about that. Now I want to talk about a few little things that should be talked about, and I'm going to put you on the tripod while I talk about it. But one is going to be this M2C Perfect Pass motor mesh mount kit thing. It was expensive. I want to say it was like 75 bucks. Maybe with that and the motor mount and all the stuff, might have been over 100 actually, because it was kind of a la carte. The adjustment piece broke the first time I used it, so I was kind of really disappointed with that. I'm not going to say they don't make a good product. I don't know, maybe if I just happened to get one that was kind of crap, or maybe bad manufacturing. I don't know. I can only speak from my experience. I've been in this hobby for a long time. I mean, I had the first T-Max that Traxxas ever released in like 96 or something, 98, somewhere in the late 90s or early 2000s. So I mean, I've been in the hobby for a long time, and just really never saw something like that for the price point that they offer this mount at. Basically, it's like an adapter plate, and it adjust the fine mesh of the motor, and it just, first time I used it, really not even much resistance, just enough to move the motor and allow the motor to stay where I have it to test the mesh, and it broke, so that was disappointing. Other issue with the M2C stuff was this top plate here. This hole that you see right there where I'm pointing, where that little hex nut bolt is, it didn't line up at all. I put the other 3 in loosely and I couldn't even get the bolt into that hole, so I did take a little drill bit and I kind of drilled it my own way with my little drill press, and got it to work, but I shouldn't have to do that for, again, the price point that was paid. So like I said, I'm not going to say anything bad about them. I don't know that I'd pay that kind of money for it again. And it could, like I said, it could have just been my bag. I didn't reach out to them. They're only a few hours away from me in South Carolina. I'm sure they'd probably make it right, but it's bought and paid for and done, and I'm not looking for any handouts or anything. So you know, it is what it is. That's my experience with the M2C stuff. Now, as far as the drive shafts and all that, and drive cups, I mean, superior in every way, but that one motor mount and that perfect mesh system, to me, is something that needs to be refined, and they need to add some more material to the part that there's like a screw that backs in and out, and a ball end on that screw, and the ball just popped right through the aluminum and wouldn't adjust anymore. So I still had to manually adjust it. So I can't really speak highly on the perfect mesh system, but hey, like I said, could just be me. So yeah, that's what I've done to the truck. Let me set you up here real quick on the tripod. Bear with me. Make sure y'all still there. All right. Now I got you on the tripod. Now, one of the nice things about the Hobbywing ESC is you can go on your phone. Yeah, my wife talks crap all the time. It's one of them Z5 folds. You can go over there and you can go to the Hobbywing link app and log in. And when you log in, obviously you can update your firmware, you can change all your settings. My batteries are dead, so I can't really show you. But it allows you to go in, you can change the punch, you can change the turbo timings, you can change your brake settings, you can do all that right from your phone. You don't have to do anything else. It's really a really great app. Updates the ESC firmware, the app firmware. You can data log, see your speeds, everything right from your phone. So it does make it pretty nice. So that is one of the nice features with that. So if you do opt to buy the Hobbywing Easy Run Max 6 combo, Max 5 combo, Max 8 combo, whatever combo, so long as it's the Gen 2, Gen 3 with the Bluetooth and or Wi-Fi connection, you can program some of the settings in the ESC right from the phone, which makes it nice. So I did want to point that out because I think Hobbywing did a really great job with that, and I think that's something that every ESC should offer for the prices they go for. One of the other things that I did want to touch on, because I just really think it's a great product, is this wing mount here. This wing mount, let me get y'all up where you can see. Alright, getting you there. Sorry guys. So this wing mount that is 3D printed, it is pretty awesome. I took the factory off immediately just because I just didn't seem like it was for me. Now, I'm not, if I had to guess, I do have 3D printing myself. I can't really tell what all this material is. but some of this stuff kind of looks like maybe like it's a lot of TPU and or possibly PETG. Not real certain what he printed it out of, but the layers seem to be solid and seems to be a quality product. I don't really see any separation of the layering, except right when you get around these little cutouts right there, which is not uncommon with anything 3D printed. It doesn't impede the strength of the part or anything. The wheelie bar aspect, again, the wheels are nice. They got some, they're hard enough to do what you need to do, but they got give too, so they're not just going to snap or crack. And I think he did a good job with that. I think that's something that needs to be said. This red, again, not real sure what he printed it with. Good layer lines, good adhesion. Really have nothing bad to say about the product. And that's Tyson, and that's at Garage Life RC. And I'm going to give him a shout out because I think that's one of the best things that you can make. I know RPM makes a part for that and all, but at the end of the day, my thought process on a wing is that if you come down on your wing, which I did yesterday, just riding a wheelie down a hill, and it should just bounce and keep on going. I don't want to break a wing every time. You can see where I actually scuffed it a little bit, because when it rides a wheelie, you know, it's up like that, but with that wheelie bar, it does provide enough that, you know, essentially you could probably still flip it if you got off to the side a little bit, but it does prevent that, and it's pretty solid. And until it's not solid, I'm going to give it its praise. I think it did a really good job. And yeah, so that's what I got. Only thing that I could really say that it's not really an issue, but the only thing I wish that they did with this car is made it just a little bit wider. And I guess I could put some offsets on there, maybe get another inch out of the width, but that's my only complaint. I really don't, it handles well. I took it, I had in my yard, I just have this little thing, and it's kind of like go into a neighbor's yard, it kind of slopes up and then goes off. And you know, I was getting, of course I was testing the water, seeing how it handled and everything with all the mods, and you know, I was getting between 1.5 to 2 feet of air going about 40 miles an hour, and just coming off a plane like a nice gradual jump. And I did accidentally flip it once because I did not realize that the brake was set to 75%, but generally keep it around 62 to 50. So when I just tapped the brake, it barrel rolled me, but it wasn't no big deal. Nice thing about this is having, you know, this piece here makes it fairly sturdy. So then just overall, this was a great experience, and I can't say enough about Arma for doing a good job and actually making a truck. I did, you know, do the little somersaults with it a couple of times. That brings me to my point I do want to make real quick before I get out of here with this video. It's getting to be too long. AVC. I do not like the AVC. That to me, that just makes it harder to drive for me. I turn the AVC all the way down. I don't bother with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't need stuff turning wheels for me. I'd say turn the punch down, learn how to drive the car, and as you get better experience with the car, turn the punch up and do what you got to do. But AVC, that's a no-go for me. Might be great for a beginner, but that's not really teaching you how to drive. It's just kind of giving you an opportunity to be careless and potentially hurt somebody. This is not a light car. I'm going to say as is, it's got to be close to 18 pounds. And, you know, it's rocking an 18 tooth pinion gear, and I'd say I could probably get right close to about 65 right now as is, and I don't need to go any faster. And it seemed to run well. Yesterday was 115 degrees down here in North Carolina, 107 with just the regular temp, and then with the humidity it was about that 115, 116, so didn't overheat at all. Of course it was warm, it was hot, but it didn't overheat, so it was real happy. But anyways, if you have any questions about any of these companies, any of these products, by any means, put it down in the comments below. I answer all my comments. I'd be happy to hear from you. I'd be happy to answer any questions you got. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I appreciate you being on the best part of the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, have fun, and go get some air.